Bucky delivers it high into the sidelines. It's taken there by veteran Lorenzo White. Now make that John Henry Mills who returns. Lorenzo White was back with him, and here comes Bucky Richardson with an 8th-round pick out of Texas A&M. Likes to throw on the run. Brad Hopkins will have to stop Charles Haley today. Flannery, Matthews, the All-Pro, Donnelly, and Williams, the offensive line. It's Gary Brown, the 1,000-yard rusher of a year ago. And the run and shoot, Jeffries and Slaughter, Givens and Coleman, the targets for Richardson. And when they go to the muscle, Pat Carter, and he's in there now, the tight end, the new wrinkle, not a pure run and shoot in Houston this year. Gary Brown for a loss on first down. Invading was Leon Lett and Russell Maryland. The defense for the Super Bowl champions. Tolbert, grossly underrated, maybe their best lineman. Russell Maryland, Leon Lett. Charles Haley had 4 sacks at Pittsburgh last Sunday. Edwards, Jones, and Smith, the backers. We probably won't see much of Jones because of the run and shoot. Smith and Brown, Washington and Woodson, the back 4. When they go to the nickel, Brock Marion comes in for Robert Jones and plays a linebacker spot. 2nd and long. Richardson, he likes to scramble. A good runner. Out of bounds at the 29, a pickup of about 4. It'll be 3rd and 8. Darren Smith ran him out.
Bucky is John Powell Richardson. Kid out of Texas A&M told us that just before he was drafted, 3 days before, the head coach of the Houston Oilers, Jack Pardee, came down to Texas A&M. He said, Bucky said, I threw 10 balls and he left. He said, I didn't think they were going to draft me. I didn't think they were interested. But when he came to the league, Dick, had no mechanics whatsoever. Kevin Gilbride had to teach him how to throw the ball.
He has relished the role of the underdog, and now he gets his first chance to start in the NFL, 3rd down and 8. He has a want to run rather than pass, and he's shy of the first down at the 35 as Darren Woodson made the tackle.
Yeah, there's a lot of people around Houston who think this guy is Tom Mix. I mean, you know, comes in on a white horse, I'll save the day.
Well, as a rookie in the preseason here against Dallas, he led the Oilers to a long drive at the end of the game to beat the Cowboys, and in the drive threw a left-handed pass out of desperation and won even more hearts down south of here.
The legend was born there, but as a starter, he did tell us, he said, look, there is nothing on my mind. There is no pressure on me. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Rich Camarillo. A wobbler to Kevin Williams, a dangerous return man at the 23 to the 30, and the Dallas Cowboys will start there. 42-yard punt, 7 on the return. We welcome those of you that have seen the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Cleveland Browns 17-10. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy and Hannah Storm in Irving, Texas. Texas Stadium sold out, of course, 65,000 plus. The Cowboys kicking off have held the Houston Oilers on downs, their first possession, and on the punt will begin at the 29. Troy Aikman takes them out. Now this is the ultimate offense in the NFL. Eight of the starting 11 made the Pro Bowl. 8 of the 11, including all the backs, and of course Michael Irvin. So the skill player, led by Emmitt Smith, who led the entire NFL with 171 yards last week in the win at Pittsburgh. 2-A, Newton, Stepnoski, Kennard, and Williams. Kennard is the new face. He former New Orleans Saint. Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Darrell Johnston, the Moose made the Pro Bowl. Michael Irvin, 88 catches a year ago. Alvin Harper and Jay Novacek, another Pro Bowler. These are stars. That blue Texas star really appropriate. Kevin Williams comes in the 3 wideout. Aikman amazingly accurate. Follows the snap and falls on it at the 32-yard line.
Well, that's rare. Stepnoski and Aikman are a perfect combination, center to quarterback. That doesn't happen. Let's see what Stepnoski, the center, did not get the ball up to the quarterback. Of course, Stepnoski missed a large portion of last season with a knee injury. Is able to come back and play, and he's a former Pro Bowler. I mean, everywhere you look.
Last year, even though injured and couldn't play.
Young man who has pumped up his weight a little bit, but a great technician.
Small for Dallas standards. All the rest of the men on that line are 300 plus. 3rd down, 7. Aikman's initial target covered, and he goes down. The sack by Lamar Latham, who has moved up on the line of scrimmage. A flag is down. And it might have been an Oiler violating that neutral zone. The Oilers self-destructed last week. Instead of forcing Dallas to punt, it'll be a 5-yard penalty offside.
But Dick, even though there's that penalty, that sack of Aikman, psychologically very important.
Offside by the defense, number 78 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
Keith McCants in the neutral zone.
There you can see Keith McCants in the neutral zone. The league enforcing that neutral zone a lot more this year than in previous seasons. But again, they get the they get the 5 yards. But that sack, that pressure, anything to psychologically help this Houston Oilers football team at the outset of the game is huge.
3rd and a yard and a half. After the penalty, Houston penalized 13 times last week in Indianapolis. Aikman, Jay Novacek, the tight end, is to the 48-yard line. First down. Michael Barrow made the tackle.
That's what this offense can adjust so quickly. Watch what's happening here. We've got the Eagle defense or the Bear defense, and you're going to see pressure come up the middle, 3-step drop, the outlet, the hot receiver to Novacek, one-on-one with the linebacker Barrow, and they beat the blitz. Now what that does for Dallas, Houston won't blitz in that situation the next time.
12 yards for Novacek. He had 6 catches last week. Aikman. Wide open Novacek. Gets a great block from Michael Irvin. First down at the 35. And Irvin buried Darrell Lewis, the cornerback, on the near side.
Again, if you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, why should you have a primary receiver? This is the drag slant. Irvin is going to run the slant in. Novacek the drag out. And there's the block. You see Michael Irvin on Darrell Lewis. That's the Pro Bowl part of this team that doesn't get a lot of press. He sees the catch made and the lick right up underneath the chin.
The Cowboys start impressively, and it's Aikman to fire again. This time it's Michael Irvin. And another first down, or close to it. They mark it at the 23. First down, Cowboys. A flag is down. Back in the Cowboy backfield. Referee today is Neil. Check that. Ed Hockley. Ed Hockley.
Illegal hands to the face by the offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Eric Williams, 79.
He is a bear of a man and a tough pass protector. He's on Davidson there. You see the right hand right up in the face mask clearly.
Hard to bull rush when you got that head looking up at the sky.
There are a lot of people who use their hand up around the face, including defensive backs, to try to alter the pass rush or route of the receiver.
On first down, Aikman off some play action. Now he has to scramble, dumps it off to Emmitt Smith, breaks the tackle. And Smith is out of bounds at the 23. First down anyway. 22 yards. That's a nice number.
Deuce, deuce.
That's what they call them, double deuce.
Now, Emmitt Smith, Dick, has got to be the 4th receiver in the progression here. He's looking downfield. He's looking right. Then all of a sudden, why not throw it to the league's most valuable player, see what he can do with it. Emmitt, a superb runner, an excellent blocker, and a very underrated pass receiver.
That 209 pounds, and most of it down below the waist. He's got big, strong legs, tough to knock off his feet. He gets a chance and is knocked down after a short gain at the 21-yard line. Let's take a look at this Houston Oilers defense. Kenny Davidson with the Pro Bowler Childress, Montgomery, and Lamar Latham, who's moved from linebacker up on the line of scrimmage in the 4-3. Robinson, Al Smith, their leading tackler. Michael Barrow, he's got the speed to cover a back. Dishman and Lewis at the corners. McDowell and Robertson are the safeties. And when they go to their nickel, they bring in a couple of extra DBs, Steve Jackson and Blaine Bishop. Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator. He's a Buddy Ryan pupil. Aikman 3 for 3. Looks for another. Goes to the end zone to Novacek, but he was covered by a flag down. Robertson, number 31, was covering Novacek. Now, maybe is it an illegal check or is it interference? Was the ball in the air is what they're discussing now.
Pass interference by the defense, number 31. Automatic first down.
Dick, so far, this football game has started just the way great football teams start a game. And that is, you stop your opponent on their first offensive drive, and then you run it right down the field. And then all of a sudden, we're going to watch Novacek here. The contact is made with Robertson. Watch what happens when he turns up. Robertson realizes if I don't touch him, it's a sure touchdown, so he makes the contact.
And knocked him off stride and denied him a clean pursuit to the ball. And to the 2 goes the Moose. Darrell Johnston from Syracuse. As popular with his teammates as he is praised by the opponents.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's the only fullback to make the Pro Bowl last year. But Dick, to continue what I was saying about the Dallas Cowboys and great football teams, they psychologically just suck the air out of it. You know, they stop you on Houston's first drive, then they drive from their own 27, 28-yard line right down the field, and you're sitting on the sideline saying, wait a minute, what are we going to do here?
Plus, the Oilers aiding them with a couple of crucial penalties. Second and goal, Emmett Smith caught in the backfield and stopped at about the 2. No gain. Bubba McDowell, Leonard Jr. is in the backfield to make the early hit. And we welcome those of you who have seen quite a scoring fest in Foxborough, and the Bills prevail 38-35. And Bill Parcells' Pats have scored a lot of points in 2 games, but are 0-2.
Yeah.
They were 39-35 down to Miami last week.
Well, the NFL wanted more scoring. They have definitely gotten it.
Houston stopped on the initial possession, and now it's the Dallas Cowboys, 3rd and goal. Give it to Emmett Smith. Dive, touchdown. And that ball, his 52nd touchdown, will go with the other 51 that he has stored in various closets and spots with his dad. He's kept them all.
And of course, Keith McCants, he was in the neutral zone, kept the drive alive, made it 3rd and short. Dallas converted. This team, this Dallas football team, they know what to do to an opponent early, Dick, to just take wind out of sails, and anything we're going to be easy today is just removed.
Extra point by the Louisiana Tech rookie, Chris Boniol. It is 7-0. 71 yards in 9 plays on their first possession. The Super Bowl champs and their most valuable player, Emmitt Smith. 7-0 Cowboys.
Dick, at the point of attack, which is right here, watch the power of the Dallas offensive line push Houston back, not to the goal line, in the end zone. Emmitt Smith takes off from about the 3-yard line and is not touched until he scores.
And it rides the surf of that offensive line.
So powerful.
They outweigh the Houston defense 30 pounds per man. Boniol to kick it off. Lorenzo White, John Henry Mills are deep. This one is to Mills at the 2. And he's able to return to the 25-yard line. Matt Vanderbeek and the veteran Bill Bates with a tackle. Early on, Dallas by 7. Another touchdown for the 25-year-old superstar of the Cowboys. 7-0 with 7:20 left in the opening quarter. The Cowboys scored on 6 of 8 possessions last Sunday against the tough Pittsburgh defense, and they took it down right off the bat here today against Houston. Bucky Richardson to Gary Brown, and Brown was 1 tackler away from something very big. But slashing in was James Washington, another of the Super Bowl stars. He, the one who picked up the fumble and scored the touchdown in that 3rd quarter that got the Cowboys even against Buffalo.
Dick, he stands Gary Brown right up. When he bounces outside, watch Washington. Picture perfect tackle. I mean, leg strength just stands him right up. Gary Brown is 230 pounds. Washington stopped him in his tracks.
4-yard gain. Bucky Richardson. To the outside to Ernest Givens. Givens breaking a couple of tackles, and he's close to the 40-yard line. Houston has its initial first down. 11 yards on the play.
Now you've got a different wrinkle here. Ernest Givens playing the outside of this 4-receiver formation for Houston. Well done by Bucky Richardson. Double coverage. Givens breaks the double tackle. Again, this is just a little hitch. Smith gives him just a little too much cushion. Nice completion. Will help Bucky Richardson.
But the speed of that Cowboy defense, 2 missed him and 2 more got him, all within a 5-yard area.
Like there's 14 out there.
Richardson over the top of Haywood Jeffries. And from Dallas, Texas, let's go to New York, and then this NFL Live report.
All right, Dick, it's all over at Foxborough. Steve Christie from 32 yards out hits the field goal with 52 seconds to play. Buffalo over New England, 38-35. Let's go back to Dallas.
All right, Greg, and it looks as if that AFC East is going to be most interesting this year. Miami, big win against Green Bay today. We go 2-0. Run and shoot, 4 wide receivers, and then they give it to Brown. And the big guy that played at Penn State is into Dallas territory, and a first down near the 45. Big block by David Williams in front. Kevin Smith made the stop.
First time we've seen the true run and shoot shown here by Houston. It spreads the defense out. You see David Williams, 93, just pushing Tony Tolbert out of the way, and then another lead block by David Williams on Washington. Was Washington right on his back. Brown last week just 39 yards rushing. Need a lot more out of him today.
David Williams blocked for Emmitt Smith back in Florida. Richardson has to eat it. Charles Haley, who had 4 sacks a week ago. Well, just to alert you, NBC Chimes will announce all the other scores, so if you happen to be in a meandering mood, that'll bring you back to your set so you'll know all the current scores.
This is the big matchup today. Charles Haley, now healthy, had off-season back surgery. 4 sacks last week. He had 4 sacks all of last year. But he says, now I can practice. I've got my flexibility back, and I've got my strength, and he's a terror.
Plus, he's added some weight. 6-yard loss on the play. Richardson, no receiver. How to get out of that? He's a fine runner. Now he throws and completes it to Pat Coleman. A flag down, and Richardson may have gone beyond the line of scrimmage. James Washington made the tackle and is slow getting up.
There was no ineligible player downfield, so there was no flag on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
That's one thing that Dallas is going to have to deal with all day long. I want to remind you that when Bucky Richardson was drafted by the Houston Oilers in the 8th round, he first had an impact on this team as a kick returner, and he was also on the kickoff coverage team. So this guy wears a quarterback number, but he thinks he's a fullback or a running back.
And he said, I'd have made it in the NFL anything they asked me to do. Play DB, linebacker, 3rd and 5. Boy, there's a great-looking arm. Pat Coleman has the first down, and 3 Cowboys bring him down at the 24. 16 more yards. They didn't think Richardson had an NFL arm coming out of Texas A&M, but he has developed.
It's just bad mechanics, but watch him. He pulls the ball down, so the defensive backs figure, well, he's going to scramble. Bam, back up, gets it ready in a hurry, and throws a strike. When you're running the patterns in the middle, as a receiver, you want those in the frame of your body, inside your shoulder pads. Richardson put it right on the money.
Coleman had 2 catches last week. He has 2 on this drive. First down at the 24 of the Cowboys. Play action. Richardson too tall for Webster Slaughter, who was wide open.
Now, see, those are the problems of first start. That's an easy completion under normal circumstances for Bucky Richardson, but he tried to gun it in there, took a little longer step to get it there in a hurry, and throws it high.
Charming guy. His nickname Bucky came at age 10 as Little League baseball coach because he was the shortstop, and Bucky Dent was starring in the American League at that position. Called him Bucky, and it's stuck since. Yard or 2. Bill Bates in that nickel defense playing a linebacker spot. helped out by Haley and Woodson.
Now, you can bet one thing when Bill Bates is in the game. The Cowboys have 7 defensive backs in there. A 4-man front, 7 defensive backs. He and Woodson play the middle linebacker spot. Bates, I was going to say, Bates got his Super Bowl last year. 2 years ago, he had to watch because of that bad knee.
At 33, one of the oldest Cowboys. 3rd down, a long 8. Richardson to Haywood Jeffries, right at the sticks, the 14-yard line. Larry Brown, the corner on the coverage. And let's see where they spot it.
Well done by Bucky Richardson. First down. He takes the drop. Dick, this is the same throw that he missed a minute before. This one, with the timing, he's able to get it out to Jeffries. Jeffries makes the catch. At least it's counted as a catch in the first down.
Haywood had 8 a week ago. And he's one of the few to hit the century mark 3 years ago. So an impressive drive by Richardson and the Oilers. And here's Gary Brown. And the big running back is finally wrestled out of bounds, and a flag down with that tackle at the 10.
Well, Ernest Gibbons just threw the flag at the official, and the referee Ed Hockley threw the flag at Gibbons.
This may be an unsportsmanlike, and if it was Gibbons who committed the foul, a double hit. So to sort this one out, the late flag thrown by Hockley, the referee, as Gibbons picked up the penalty flag and gave it a toss. And now the ruling.
The first foul was not there. There was no illegal block in the back. It was in the side. However, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct by number 81 of the offense.
That is
picking up and throwing the official's flag.
Talk about a tough penalty to swallow.
It's after the down. The down counts. It brings up 2nd down.
The official makes a mistake and throws a flag, and when the player reacts to the mistake, he gets a 15-yard penalty and hurts his team. That is about as tough to digest as you'll get.
And here's the block. Ernest Gibbons. He's on Smith. Now, he's legal there, and then when the guy turns around, as long as the contact is maintained, it's not illegal. So they pick up the flag. But then you're right. The reaction by Gibbons, that's tough.
And it wasn't as if he threw it at the official. He swiped it away, but Ed Hockley's going to be in charge. Haley. Bucky Richardson can't get away from Haley, who gets him down. Tony Tolbert was there as well. Leon left. But it was Haley who made contact first.
In talking to Charles Haley yesterday at the Cowboys camp, we mentioned to him, well, what do you think about Hopkins, the offensive left tackle? And he said, who's Hopkins? I said, well, Brad Hopkins. He plays left tackle for Houston. You mean 72? I said, yeah, Brad Hopkins. He said, no, he's just a number. He's just a number. I don't care. He has no face.
That's 11 sacks for Dallas in their 2 games. They had 9 against the Steelers, and Haley now with 5. And the Oilers moving the wrong way. The screen to Brown. Brown, boy, he bulls his way through 3 tacklers and is to the 28-yard line. And that was a 3rd and 31 play. And on 4th and long, Ernest Gibbons, the veteran, losing his cool a bit, but boy, he had a right to argue,
yes, he
didn't
did.
he?
And Dick, this has been one of the most penalized teams in the league the last couple of years. And senseless penalties like that, I mean, just reaction penalties have hurt this team and hurt this team badly.
So the veteran Al Del Greco to try a 46-yard field goal to salvage what otherwise was a big drive. It is no good. Wide to the right. He had plenty of leg. Another flag is down. So the penalties by Gibbons taking the Oilers into a long field goal. Will they get a break the other way?
Offsides by the defense, number 24, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
So a little payback for Houston.
Larry Brown probably trying to come around the corner to block the field goal. They try to cheat that line of scrimmage as best they possibly can. Brown is up here, and if he's in the neutral zone on the field goal, it counts too. And of course, you see the field goal team kind of bends around in a half circle, and it's very easy for those cornermen to be in that neutral zone.
So this will be a 41-yard try by Del Greco. Camarillo, the punter, holds, and Del Greco's second chance is good, and that breaks the record. 41 straight games he scored, breaking a tie with the immortal George Blanda. Welcome back to Dallas, Texas. Irving, 87 degrees today. It's probably over 100 degrees and even hotter under the collar for a kid who's getting his first chance to start the NFL against the Super Bowl champions.
Kevin Gilbride there, the offensive coordinator, talking to Bucky as best he possibly can. You know, the Houston Oilers brought in Sean Salisbury and didn't think Bucky was ready. But Bucky is always, I think he was born with the feeling, I'm ready for anything. You name it, I'm ready.
Wonderful confidence in a young man from Baton Rouge. Del Greco with a 41-yard field goal to make it 7-3, and he kicks it off. Over the head of Kevin Williams, and that a commonplace a year ago, but a rarity this season, a touchback. We'll break for this commercial word. Welcome back to the land of the Cowboys. I guess new Mrs. America 1994 as a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader crowned last night.
I think these are certainly the most famous NFL cheerleaders.
Troy Aikman, 3 for 3 on the opening drive, 50 yards, told us yesterday, he says, I think I can complete them all. I mean, he's looking at 70, 75%. Allowing for drop. Emmett Smith toppled hard after a gain of about 7.
We want to go back to the first drive and show you something from in the grid, and it was a key play involving Emmett Smith. The beauty of this offense, you can see Emmett Smith back here in yellow, and here are the defenders for Houston. Watch what happens as the play develops. Now out here is where Smith is going to catch the ball. He's going to bounce off here. Watch the way this defender clears out, so there's a wide open spot for Emmett Smith to make the catch. That's the beauty of this offense. It's options.
On second and short, Emmett Smith with a first down and more, and almost picked his way free for a touchdown. 39-yard line to get him after 12 more. Robinson and Robertson with the stop.
One of the great things about Emmitt Smith is he keeps plays alive. Sometimes there doesn't look like there's a place for him to go. He makes that little dip, that little nod, covers the football, picks up yardage like there's a wide open space there. Very difficult to hit square is Emmitt Smith.
Only a handful of NFL backs have won consecutive rushing titles 3 years in a row. Emmett, one of them. Bill Campbell, another. Only 4 have done it. Jim Brown had a run of 5, nearly of 9 in the late 60s and late 50s and early 60s, and Emmitt Smith at only 25. What a compliment. Aikman with the passes, Smith with the run. Oh my.
You see those rushing titles for Jim Brown back in the 50s and 60s.
Look at that, only one break, and that's when Jim Taylor rushed for 1,400 yards and nose out Brown, or he would have dominated 9 straight seasons. Final seconds and the end of the first quarter in Irving, Texas, where the Dallas Cowboys, Aikman, Smith and company, have a 7-3 lead. Smith, who has sewn up 3 straight NFL titles. His first quarter numbers, 31 yards, a 4.4 average. How does he do by quarter? This is 93. Well, 4-1, then 5-5, then 6 yards a carry, and then 6.3. As the game goes on, other players fatigue, Emmitt Smith gets better and better. Aikman, he's 4 for 4, and 3 of them have gone to Jay Novacek.
Dick, I'm telling you, the Houston Oilers are taking a big chance here because they're committing a lot of players to pressure on Troy Aikman. Watch again the pressure that they get, trying to get on Troy Aikman. That's taking a heck of a chance because of the accuracy of Troy Aikman and the size of the wide receivers. This happens to be a tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. You're conceding a lot when you blitz the Dallas Cowboys.
First down at the Houston 48. Emmitt Smith.
Look at that.
chopped down at the 39. A gain of 8 more. Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, at the Meadowlands, the Jets winners at Buffalo last week trying to keep up the momentum, and they get it. Mo Lewis picks off John Elway, and number 57 rambles 67 yards. They're into the second quarter now. The Jets with a 7-0 lead on the Denver Broncos. Dick and Bob.
Mo Lewis, momentum moving back for Mo. Here in Dallas. A flag down, and Emmitt Smith. Latham gets him from behind, but Smith at will racks up another 11.
Dick, again, trying to cheat the line of scrimmage. Blitz against this Dallas team. It's very, very difficult to blitz a team with a good running back. You are taking a heck of a chance.
That was offside against the Oilers, so the play will count. And Lincoln Coleman, that storied
Offside by the defense. Number 90 moved into the neutral zone before the snap. The penalty is declined. First down.
Dick, this is the old Bear defense that Buddy Ryan had at Houston. The 2 linebackers here and the 3 down inside. But this is Kenny Davidson, the one that comes outside. But the chance you're taking is that if they get you down inside and everybody makes a block, there's nobody there to touch Emmitt Smith.
Smith out and Coleman in. Aikman to throw. Incomplete. Knocked out of there by number 28, Chris Dishman, whose parents from Louisville, Kentucky are here to cheer him on. He had an interception a week ago.
Of course, last week, Urban ran patterns against Rod Woodson, who was a teammate of Dishman at Purdue, and Urban loves these personal matchups. He wants to go against the best.
Chris Dishman, who had 6 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles in a big season a year ago. That's the first incomplete pass for Aikman, 4 for 5. And then Smith back in. The fake. No, he takes the handoff and is tripped up at the line of scrimmage. A rare time that Smith does not produce yardage. Big Glenn Montgomery, the 282-pound tackle, got a hand on him low.
That made Smith move. Seldom do you see penetration by a defense against his offensive line. And tearing his jersey, maybe be able to use that at his card shop down in Pensacola, Florida. Put that up there for sale. Put $1,000 on it. It'll be out the door in a second.
Because that's what sells best.
Yep, them jerseys.
His card, his jerseys, his helmet, whatever. All right, 3rd down and a long 10 for Aikman. Under some pressure, and they've got him, although he falls forward. I don't believe it'll be a sack. He gained a yard. Marcus Robertson, the safety, was coming on that play.
Very late blitz, timed well by 31 Marcus Robertson. Here's Robertson, and he times it perfectly. Gets there just before the ball is snapped. Johnston cannot make the block. Well, he really does a good job of getting him away from the quarterback, but when Troy begins to run, Robertson there to make the sack.
Marcus Aaron Robertson played at Iowa State. A 45-yard attempt by Bonio out of Novacek's hole. Right down the middle. Young Bonio, 5 for 5 in the big leagues. It's 10-3 Dallas. Welcome back to Texas Stadium with Bob Trumpy and Hannah Storm. Dick Enberg, the Cowboys, 2 possessions, 2 scores. They're now 8 out of 10 this season. Bonio, who hit from 45. At the other end, John Henry Mills and the veteran Lorenzo White. White, as a rookie, returned to kick off for a touchdown, and then, of course, he was much too valuable and hasn't been used in that role. It is White at the 1. And he returns to the 30-yard line. A reminder, next Sunday, Sequest will return to NBC, a spectacular 2-hour season premiere. It's a whole new Sequest, new cast members, new locations, and new discoveries. It all returns next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on NBC. Oh, 10-3 Dallas, and Bucky Richardson on the field for the Oilers.
Dick, Houston started with the regular offense, that is a tight end, a running back, and an H-back. Now they've gone with the 4 wide receiver set, the true run and shoot, and actually they function very well. We got an injury. Darren Woodson, 28, being attended to there kind of late, down in coverage on the kickoff.
Woodson, who's a safety but plays like a linebacker. As you see the other scores today, Buffalo, after losing at home to the Jets, getting a last-minute win at New England. Warren Moon, the former Oiler, threw his first touchdown pass for the Vikes in their victory. Steelers have bounced back from their Dallas loss. And Indianapolis, after so impressive against Houston last week, loses at Tampa Bay. Bucks have their first win. As promised, Andre Rison said, we'll beat the Rams. And he had a couple of touchdowns to get him started today.
How about
Jets and Denver tied at 7.
How about Jeff George down there in Atlanta? They get that kid straightened out upstairs.
All right. Bucky Richardson to Gary Brown. And Brown toppled after 2. Down low was Led and Maryland. Haley, 25 yards for Gary Brown. He had only 39 the entire game at Indianapolis. But what a year for him last season as he came in after the Lorenzo White injury and rushed for 1,000 yards. He was second only to Emmitt Smith. Yards per rush, 5.1. Emmitt was 5.3.
Yeah, that was in 8 starts. He goes over 1,000 yards.
2nd and 8.
Blitz.
Incomplete to Coleman.
Dick, rare blitz by the Dallas Cowboys. Middle linebacker Robert Jones. Not something that Butch Davis, the defensive coordinator, likes to do, but when you've got an inexperienced quarterback, nobody touches Jones. He is in there and in there cleanly and puts his helmet right on the chin of Bucky Richardson.
Yeah, that'll make the nose pulsate. 3 left, 1 right on 3rd and 8. Richardson throws to the sideline to Jeffries. Will it be enough? He's tackled at the 39, a yard shy of a first down.
Boy, tough to throw that ball when you're looking at it. 7 defensive backs all playing zone. The rules of the run and shoot is when you see 7 defensive backs, you should run. But it appears to me that they're kind of going away with some of the hard and fast rules of the run and shoot.
Cam Rio to punt with Kevin Williams back. He's their second-year man from Miami of Florida and was so productive a year ago. Had a couple of touchdowns on reverses, and he had a couple more on punt returns. One in the ice on Thanksgiving Day from the 13. Nothing there. Well covered by the Oilers at the 17-yard line. A 48-yard Camarillo punt. Timeout. Back at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys lead 10-3. Opening drive for a touchdown. Emmitt Smith over the top from 1 yard out, and then a 45-yard field goal by rookie Chris Bonio. A 41-yard field goal by Del Greco, the only Houston score. And Aikman starts at his 17. Looking for something big. Michael Irvin. And Chris Dishman, and it falls right in Dishman's lap. And that's returnable. Chris Dishman looking for a block and knocked out by Darrell Johnston at the 22-yard line. A freak interception. They both go up. The ball pops in the air, and Dishman on his back has it fall in his lap and returns it 38 yards.
I think Michael Irvin is the man who gets his hands on the football. Look at the hand fighting here. Allowed 2 great athletes, 1 in coverage, 1 running the pattern. And that is a Houston Oilers bounce. You'd expect that in the Astrodome, but not in Irving, Texas. Great coverage by Dishman. But Troy Aikman has great confidence in Irvin to go up and get the ball. It just takes a Houston Oilers bounce.
So the interceptor was not down by contact because he caught the ball after he was on the ground. By rules, interception and illegal return.
And to the 22-yard line of Dallas, 38 yards on Dishman's second interception in 2 games. And Irvin a bit unlucky.
Yeah, he's wondering what happened. How did that happen? And of course, for mom and dad who are down here for the game for Chris Dishman, they like seeing son performing well.
For Troy Aikman, his first interception of the season. Oilers looking to tie. Sellout crowd trying to make it tough on Bucky Richardson. Incomplete through the hands of Haywood Jeffries.
That was Darren Smith. That was the linebacker in coverage on Jeffries. You want to make friends as a quarterback with receivers. When you go over the middle, throw that ball at my body, not out of my arms. He doesn't really follow through all the way. And Jeffries sees Jones 55 in front of him, Smith right behind him. That should have been caught, actually, Dick.
Gibbons far right and Jeffries far left. Give it to Brown, and Brown tries the middle. Short yardage, 3.5. Inside the 19 of Dallas. Here's the man making the calls, Kevin Gilbride, the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator.
And Houston and Bucky Richardson, they like the headset radio. On the other side of the ball, Troy Aikman hates it. He would have had to change helmets, and he prefers the hand signals from Robert Ford and Ernie Zampese on the sideline.
3rd and a long 6. As Richardson hit just as he delivered the ball, and then Ernest Gibbons, make it Pat Coleman with the catch. Right at the sticks at the 12-yard line.
Dick, again, Dallas with 7 defensive backs in the ball game. And Jack Pardee, look at how close is it? I don't think there's any question here. I mean, the way he got beat last week.
4th down, and it appears to be less than a yard for a first down. Dishman went out of bounds at the 22, and you see where the ball is, just outside the 12. And Richardson, that's a wise decision. He's going to call time, make sure the right play is set up. 9:12 left in this opening half. Victory for Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs, and a big decision now for Jack Pardee as he goes for it 4th and less than a yard. Now, do you bring in the tight end, Bob?
Yes, they have. They brought in the tight end, Pat Carter, 85, John Henry Mills. This is what they got these guys for, exactly this situation.
And they're figuring run to Gary Brown. And Bucky Richardson on the sneak, and Richardson, who carries almost 230 pounds and has running back skills, in behind the right guard Kevin Donnelly and his center Bruce Matthews for the first down.
Well, let me make this comment. You don't need double tight ends for a quarterback sneak. You can do that from the run and shoot.
Well, referee Ockley says, no, that's not that certain. Let's measure it. John Perry Pardee. He's a Texan to the core. Grew up in a little town. Had only 11 in his graduating class. All-America A&M, All-Pro with the Rams and the Redskins. First down.
Someday I'd like to see tape, or I have a feeling in the case of Jack Pardee, film of that high school football he played. 8-man high school football. I'd like to see that and how it's deployed. He told us 2 years ago it was the original run and shoot.
All right, first down, Houston trying to tie it up, and Gary Brown blasts through a big hole inside the 5. A pickup of about 8 as Brown again behind Matthews and Donnelly.
And Dallas again with 7 defensive backs in the ball game. Now these are the true rules of the run and shoot. 4 up front, 7 defensive backs. You run the ball. Now Billy Bates, number 40, makes the tackle along with Washington. Same defense. 7 defensive backs. They should run.
On 2nd and 2, they do, and they score. Gary Brown. And they will argue that Bruce Matthews is the best lineman in football, and folks not just in Houston might agree. He led them right down the field. They ran behind Matthews on every key play after Chris Dishman's interception set them up.
Beautifully executed, too, out of there. You see Urban. He's the one who is still wondering how Chris Dishman got that ball in his hands. But the Oilers.
3-yard run by Gary Brown to make it 10-9. Del Greco's point after try out of Camarillo's hole. And we have a new game, 10 aside.
Again, you count the box. Matthews folds Chad Hennings along with Donnelly. Brown does the rest for the score.